Hi, you wonderful peoples of the internet. My name is Jack. This is the first part of my how not to make paw gloves video. I had a lot of fun making these, and I hope that you have fun watching them. Maybe I hope that it inspires you to be creative and have fun on your own. The main pieces of this project: pink girl shirt, good to match most pink nose materials, a synthetic pink thread, green fingernail polish, my black felt gloves, and plastic packaging. That's the main parts of the project. Tools: I've got permanent marker, some paper, string cutting apparatus, and needle restringer, pin needles, scissors, curved needles, and needles for thicker materials, and then a low temp mini glue gun, along with mini glue gun low temp glue sticks. Low temp because I'm not really interested in burning myself. First, I'm going to start prepping the claws. So, the claws, I've done a little bit of research on cat claws. They look roughly like this. I'm not going to do it exact on these because, well, I don't want them to really be sharp, and I want them to kind of be obviously claws. So I've got a plastic package here. I got my low temp heat gun, glue gun working, and what I'm essentially going to do is on the edge of these packages, I am going to draw out claws, and I am going to cut them out individually.
Essentially, it's going to be like this, where you cut your triangle, like so. Then you cut out your individual claws using your scissors. Be very careful. Scissors and glue gun are sharp, of course. Okay, so now what I've done is I've cut out this channel of plastic, and I am going to cut it into the claw shape and put some hot glue on the back side of it, at which point I will let it dry and calm down, and then we'll finish up with it later. I'm cutting it into individual sizes that are the same length. Which will help with modifications and keeping it to scale. Okay, now that I've cut it down into a desirable shape, the channel, plastic channel, I am going to trim them into a claw shape, desired claw shape. So it's the more taxing part of this. To do that, I just fold the V, and then real carefully try and again, I'm not trying to make sharp claws by any means. I don't want to hurt nobody's, but there is a basic claw shape right there, a little V. I can use this one claw to repeatedly make claws similar to it. Now keep in mind, these claws do not have to be the same, they just need to be similar. It's not like I'm trying to make some beautiful piece of art or commissioning anything. This is for me and this is for fun. So literally just for fun. So I have a sheet of paper here. Push these up, separate them from everything else. And, yep. Be very careful. Even the low temp one produces a fair amount of heat. And, you don't want to hurt yourself. Some injuries are preventable, and others not so much. You should strive to keep your injuries fairly minimal. Got my claw laid out. So I fill that up with the eventually soon to be rubbery fantasticness. And that's just to basically give it the claw some volume and some form.
But I am burning the claws a little bit. They're melting.
Okay, it's a little hard to see, but there is the claws. So I'm going to set them aside so they can dry. And when they finally set, we'll slather some nail polish on them. I'm a whole lot better at that than the gluing. And yeah. These here are some women's one-size-fits-all gloves. And no, I am not a female. I am a male. I like these. It's a light fleece with kind of a light fur that is similar to the fur that I'm going to be using on a good portion of the head. So I waited a while for these to show up at Walmart, and they finally did. And yeah, Time and True brand. They're like $4. But with my hands that aren't really big, beefy man hands, but these gloves fit a little tight, which honestly I kind of like because it has more of a range. I know a lot of people are probably upset with me not making a 4-finger glove or making my own glove entirely. I do this because I'm just having fun, experimenting, having some laughs. Anyways, it fits really well, but my webbing isn't here, it's back here, and so it makes my fingers look smaller, which I think would totally work for this. And so these are going to get those claws, and then at the same time I am going to put a pad here, a cat pad, and pads up and down the fingers using the pink children's shirt. That is a nice pink, quite stretchy, much like this glove. Yeah, it should be nice. Alright, so what I've done here is I've drawn my hand on this piece of paper. And on this piece of paper I can fill in making pads using the pink material. And get my dimensions right, cut them out, see what I want, do some exploration on the internet with the videos, and get the right shapes that I want to fit here, make them fit off the page onto here by cutting them out. So, yeah. Now I have drawn a paw pad set that I think looks good to me, so now I'm going to cut it out. Okay, now that I have my patterns, I can take my material here and lay it out, and take my pattern and pin it to the shirt and cut it out. Okay, I chose this pink because I don't know what kind of pink I'll be doing for a nose later, and I don't know how long I'll have these paws. So, I chose a pink that would work well with other pinks. I chose a t-shirt because I'm using the light felt fur glove, you see? And it's just got a beautiful transition together. And the camera doesn't do a very good job of showing it, unfortunately. But, yeah, I think it'll work out great. So, what I'm going to do is I put down my little paw, and I can trace this out using a pen. See, I wish I had tracing paper, because that would be so much easier. Where you just put the pattern down, and you go around the pattern with a little spin wheel, and then boom, you have all your sections. You just cut them out, and you go. But I don't have that. Permanent marker probably isn't best. I'll see if the pen will do it. But anyways, you gotta be very careful. You can pin it to the material and cut it out directly on the pattern. Or you can trace it like I'm doing. And I'm just doing a light trace with a basic ballpoint pen. Been in my pocket all day, so the ink's nice and loose. Kind of like your redneck arts and crafts guy. I often do things, make poor decisions based on convenience. Okay, so now I've got a pattern of that. There's many tools you can use to make your pattern designs. I've got one thumb. I've got all the bases for the webbing here. And then I've got all the pieces for fingertip, and then pinky tip. Is how I'm going to do it. Just because that's the way I feel like doing it. No real explanations. And then another thing that this does, doing it this way, using the same patterns, is it makes better consistency without being identical, because I'm kind of strict in that way that I don't want things to be perfect. I don't. It's weird. I've just always been that way. And it needs to be just a little bit off. Like, when I do my eyes for Jack, the eyes will not be one of those things where it'll be like, okay, well, if it's clearly off a little bit, but it's the same, like, common ground, then I will be, like, happy with the eyes. Because I'm a pretty simplistic dude. So there's the first bit. I'm really digging it. I really am. Oh, that's magnificent. That is quite literally what I envisioned for it. Lovely.
Well, if you have watched the video this far, I really want to thank you for showing that much interest in it. I made these gloves my way out of easy to find materials on my spare time. It's not the best way to do it, that's for sure. I highly recommend that you check out the links to the videos in the description below if you want to see videos that do a much better way of elaborating on things, explaining things, and showing you much higher quality ways of doing stuff. I recommend all the videos that are linked. I will make more videos as I work on Jack, so stay tuned for that. Part 2 is coming soon, so that'll be me finishing these puppies up, putting the claws on, why I went with fingers, nails instead of actual claw points, and then finishing up with my styling and how I did that. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye.